Sometimes the strict constraints of the Aeldari path can be too much, even for an Aeldari to bear. In these instances, these individuals leave their craft worlds and become outcasts. These outcasts usually come together in the safety of others like them and form Corsair bands. These Corsair bands travel as adventurers or rangers and roam the galaxy in search of challenges and merchant ships to raid. Corsairs, or Anrath, are known as outcasts, and not always through necessity, but through choice. Corsairs are more active than their Aeldari counterparts, seeking thrill and adventure, and are also known to make contact with Exodites and other Xenos races, even being hired by the Imperium on occasion. Corsairs can often band together and form fleets and gangs called coteries, raiding parties that sail the galaxy in search of adventure and glory. Headed by Ferianwyr Greensteel, the Greensteel Corsairs were present when the craft world of Ulcari crashed into Trollius as it reappeared from the warp. Vowing, albeit possibly drunkenly, to protect it with her life from then on. The Greensteel Corsairs have a tentative relationship with the Veronius dynasty, a fleet owned by the rogue trader Jackal Veronius, and also welcome all kinds of Eldar, including Asuryani and Drakari. You'll find a more thorough guide to playing an Aeldari in the roleplay video that will be out shortly, if not already alongside this video. However, at a glance, it's useful to know that the Aeldari race is one of a handful that come with the stats baked into their cost when choosing them at character creation. You're also asked to choose a craft world and a coterie, which can come from the lore of the tabletop wargame, or one specifically created in the Gilead system if you choose to hail locally, or you can create your own. You then get to choose an Aeldari path for a few extras if you wish. More on those specifically in the species guide. And finally, like with the other species, you have the options for backgrounds, goals and objectives. Let's talk about Corsair specifics. We've finally made it into the first of the 3 current archetypes for Aeldari, the Corsair. This archetype grants you a little extra agility and athletics, and rightly so, as you're a lithe and agile species that has spent lives ducking and weaving in combat. The archetype ability for the Corsair is Dancing on the Blade's Edge. This ability gives you plus rank bonus dice whenever you make or resist a persuasion or athletics based interaction attack. Examples of these types of attacks can be an athletics based push to an enemy, or persuasion to throw an opponent off with your words. You also suffer a +1 DN penalty to fear tests. As for equipment, you're granted Corsair armour, a shuriken pistol, a las blaster, a spirit stone, 3 plasma grenades, and a void suit. Corsair armour has an armour rating of 3, not amazing, but enough to keep you alive. The 2 weapons granted to you as a Corsair are the shuriken pistol and the las blaster, both of which are specifically Aeldari weapons. The las blaster is your long range option, seen here, whereas the shuriken pistol offers excellent closer range fire with the rending option trait, which offers an AP value equal to its rending value when shifting an exalted icon as part of the attack. You're given a spirit stone, a stone that absorbs and stores the Aeldari's soul within it safely. While this offers no mechanical benefits, this is a great plot device. And lastly, you're given 3 plasma grenades and a void suit. The void suit allows for survival in the vacuum of space. It also allows for 5 hours of oxygen and is also a voxcaster for communication. As I've already mentioned, Aeldari come with their own subtype of weapons and equipment specifically for them to use, usually falling under the Aeldari keyword. While I won't go into all the weapons, armour and equipment specifically, that's for another video, a few of these are shown visually as we talk, as a quick guide. It's also interesting to note that Aeldari have their own augmetics that can be seen here. One final and interesting point regarding the starting equipment, however, is if you go to page 59 of the Forsaken System Player's Guide, it stipulates that a Corsair wields their personalised sword with a passion and aggression that other Aeldari find distasteful. However, the equipment list does not give them one. As such, consider taking a blade with you in your equipment list, even if it's simply just there as a plot device. Whilst all Aeldari have a psychic potential, Corsairs are specifically not granted the Psychic keyword within their given archetype abilities, and while you can certainly choose to take the Psychic keyword and talents, I'll touch upon Aeldari Psykers in the Warlock archetype video. So let's take a look at some of the models. First up are the original and only Forge World conversion kits. These are out of production, but were one of the original forays into the Corsairs on the tabletop. These unfortunately ended up being the only official models for Corsairs until very recently. Of course, seen here we have the core model Guardians, Dire Avengers and Storm Guardians seen in the next images that could also provide a few key different models you might want to use or pull from. And finally, and most recently, the new Void-Scarred Corsairs. These are exceptional models bursting with personality and come from the new Kill Team box. These models come with an arsenal of customizations, and weapon options that they can come with are shuriken pistols, shuriken rifles, power weapons, heavy options, snipers, relics, and even a bird called a Falchu as a pet and combat aid. Corsair love and excel in combat and enjoy the thrill of the hunt. Some Corsair are considered rash and impulsive by other Aeldari, though not all act this way. You'll have a personalised sword as well. This is a prized possession of yours and not handed over or lost lightly. Should you and your comrades all hail from an Aeldari background together, it will make things a lot easier for your team. But should you be the sole Xenos member of a task force, hired as a mercenary, there may be points of conflict where the tiny and young minds of the Monkey you travel with just don't understand what's important and complicated messages you are trying to convey. Weaponry and equipment native to the Aeldari can be hard to find, especially on backwater planets, locations, or deep within a hive. It's important to note that there was a recent confirmation on an expansion book for the Aeldari in the future, so a lot of the information here may very well be out of date by this time next year. I will of course be updating videos as new content releases.